welcome in everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Tanya TKO. Let's go ahead and get live on these different platforms, and Text Notification Squad, get ready. So we're live on Twitter, live on LinkedIn, and live on Facebook. Oh my goodness. All right. Welcome in everybody. Welcome in. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in our lives. And I'm making this video today because a lot of you requested that I speak about this situation with the pink pill and what went down yesterday with Cynthia G and Clubhouse and and in leading up to that situation, there was an incident that spurred all of this. And the incident was that on Clubhouse, they were gathered in an audio room. And for those of you who don't know what Clubhouse is an audio-only chat, kind of like it's kind of like chat rooms like they used to have in the early 2000s. And you go in there, you create like a conference on your phone where people chime in and come up to the stage and talk, etc. For those of you who do not know who the pink pill is and Christelyn, etc., I'll just do a quick search right on here. Let's get this up for you all. All right. So she is known as the pink pill, and her name, as we knew it, was Christelyn Karazin, right? And so many of you know her. She has a thriving platform. Let me see if I can get this other screen up for you all. You know, this situation makes me really, really sad to even discuss. This situation is just very sad. So this is Christelyn right here. We collabed a little bit earlier this year, at the end of last year. She got started on YouTube 12 years ago with a platform that was called Beyond Black and White, right? Let's look that up. Beyond Black and White. And she came out with, she wrote a book called Swirling. This is what she's infamous for, right? So she came out and she first got on the scene. She broke out. Oh, where's my captions? What's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry, you all. I'm sorry. While I was getting the video prepared, the captions came down, right? Let me listen. Let's start the block party early, because we're not here for the effery. You know, listen, there's going to be a certain way that we're going to carry ourselves in here, and if you don't, all right, Kendra D, you have been escorted into the block party. All right, let's jump forward and continue. All right, so this is, we have Christelyn here, right? And so she came up with this platform Beyond Black and White, and she had this solution to the crisis that exists in the Black community with Black women not getting the love that they need and deserve, etc. And her solution was to swirl, date interracially, and she had herself a husband, right? And these are pictures that are on Google, right? So she has a husband with lovely children, etc., right? Husband, lovely children, and her platform was thriving, etc. I don't know what happened. Right? Sometime last year or earlier this year, her and her husband got a divorce, or I don't know what. Listen, I don't know. This video is not so much about her, but we need to tap into the self-love lessons that exist here. So I'm just giving the backstory so that we can jump into the full story, okay? And then we're going to come back in the next video and we're going to break down, because I did a video earlier. Listen, I've not been able to sleep. I didn't sleep much last night. I was tossing and turning thinking about this whole situation because I think that this is a bad look for Black women. I think it's a bad look for Black female content creators, especially with the huge task that we have before us. And we really can't have this public bickering and petty beefs and stuff like that. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look. So backstory is, so she had this husband. We're hearing reports that her and her husband divorced, and I don't know much about it because you all, listen, I made a video earlier today and I did not mention names, and I was deleting comments from people who did mention names, and you all came out vociferously and said that you did want to discuss the self-love lessons here. And so we're talking about this, and I want us to have decorum in the comments, because I want us to remember, right, that this is a Black female content creator. I support Black female content creators. This is why you do not see me involved in beefs. You don't see me, even when people have come out and said stuff about Tanya. And listen, and I have already advised you all that if you see someone talking about me on the internet, do not click on their video. Come back over here. Come back with the knockouts and we can talk over here. Don't click on the video. Don't try to represent me in the comments with bashing and calling people names, because one of the things that I noticed is that with Black female content creators and some cult followings, that when there's some sort of issues going on, that people descend upon other Black women with all of the name calling and the bashing and the beating and all this other stuff. And I'm like, listen, no, 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 no. I beg you, no represent me online like that, going around calling Black women out of their names, talking about their looks, their hair, their skin. Don't do that in my name. And I advise other Black female content creators to advise your following not to go out there acting the effing fool, right? So we're talking about this today, and I want you all to have some doggone decorum, because this is our colleague, and apparently she's going through something right now, apparently. So yesterday she's in this Clubhouse room. And so Clubhouse, you cannot record in Clubhouse. So we don't have the audio. Let's cut to the chase. We don't have the audio here. We do have the audio of the long diatribe that she went into on Cynthia G. It was just so random and out of the ordinary. And I feel that it's important for us to discuss what led up to this state of mind. So she's on Clubhouse, and I'm hearing that it's a Black dude who came in. Before we get to that, the history, sometime this year, because she and we collaborated in January. I don't think we made it to February. Right? Yeah, no, it was before. Must have been, because I remember I had on my white Christmas uniform. We had the trees in the back. I remember because it was around the holiday season. Sometime between then and now, her home life crumbled, apparently. Her home life crumbled. And then she ended up, sometime between the alleged divorce and now, dating a man who she was in a Clubhouse room with yesterday. We'll call him Mr. E, as other people have referred to him, right? So her and Mr. E are in this room, and I am hearing a Black guy comes in, and the Black guy is like, oh, so you're an N-word lover. And N-word standing for Nigger, not the fancy newfangled nigga, right? You remember that teacher who was like, I said nigga, not nigger, right? But nonetheless. And Christelyn's man replies back in defense of her, yes, I am an N-word lover. He said the word, hard ER, right? Hard ER at the end. And things went berserk. This is what I'm hearing. If somebody has the audio, listen, talk to your friends, talk to your friends of friends, go to your Facebook pages, your Instagram and Twitter or whatever. If you got the audio, TanyaTKO.com, contact, send it to me. Send it to me, right? And let's go forward. Let's go forward, right? What are the self-love lessons here? What are the self-love lessons here? Because there are so many. And as we get ready for the self-love lessons, because listen, this is much larger. This is much larger than Christelyn. It's much larger than the pink pill. It's much larger than me. Because, and part of the reason that we need to have empathy, decorum, because sooner or later you talk about the story long enough, soon you will be the story. It happened to Wendy Williams. It'll happen to me. It'll happen to you. But how do we behave, and what are the things that we can put in place, right? What are the things that we can put in place to fortify ourselves mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, to be able to have the fortitude when it does come back around to us? You all know what happened to me in 2016 when I was living in my car, blah, 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 and all of that. And people were descending upon me, and it was a whole big hoopla. And people were using it as entertainment. This is real people's lives. This is not entertainment. I want us to look at what the self-love lessons are for ourselves, not worrying about what somebody else is doing and trying to analyze what went wrong in somebody else. No, what can we take away as our self-love lessons? And before we jump into all of that, I want you all to give a round of applause to the text notification squad. Text notification squad. And listen, text notification squad, go ahead and throw up your tens. Throw up your tens. Is Cynthia in the house? Cynthia? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But I already know, and I can tell that we're going to be having some block parties in here soon. Because, listen, I'm waiting for the text notification squad. I'm waiting for the text notification squad to go ahead and throw up your tens. Welcome in, Cynthia G. Now you all are typing things in my chat area. Come on, text notification squad, throw up your tens. Throw up your tens, right? Throw up your tens. Yes. All right. There we go. Welcome in. And for those of you who don't know what the text notification squad are a select group of people who are able to get text messages whenever I go live. 15 minutes before I go live, you all get the messages, you come in the house, you hang out with one another while I play some funky hip music, and then you're always here on time. We just did some upgrades to the text notification squad, so look for that text from a 323 number. And come in, stay in. If you'd like to join the text notification squad, the link is in the description. It's $1.99 a month if you're in the United States, $22 a year. Listen, Black, can you send a message to Tanya? Make sure she's in the house, and we need to start putting people in time out who are coming here with issues. Because let me tell you something, there are a lot of Black women out there who have issues. And they're foaming at the mouth, sharpening their teeth, waiting to sink it in to another woman. And that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. So let's continue. Let's continue going forward. The link to the text notification squad is in the description. I am going to be reading Apple's live on air. And then we are going to go forward from there. First, the first self-love lesson that I see in this, the first one that I see is mental health care. Making sure that you are on top of your mental health. Making sure, there's this strong Black woman trope where there are so many of us that don't ask for help when we need it. We feel that we got to be strong. We got to be ever vigilant. We got to be all of these different things, right? Allow yourself to be human. Use your words Let people know what's going on with you and inside of you and what's happening inside of your life. Let people know when you don't have it all together. That's one. Two, this is going to be difficult for some people to hear, and I want you to just listen very carefully. The second self-love lesson here is that you have to find your worth within. You have to find your viability, your reason for existing, your reason to take up space. You have to find that within yourself. It doesn't come from a relationship. It doesn't come from a marriage. It doesn't come from the children that you want to birth or have birth. Your reason and your worth for being here, your reason and your worth for having a voice, you've got to find that within yourself. That's two. Because this part is going to be hard for some people to hear is when you build up a platform, when you build up an identity, when you build up an existence with XYZ, which you don't have control over being in your life, it puts you in a vulnerable position where you are now dependent on this man being here in your videos, being present. When you build up your presence, your reputation, your worth, and listen, this is not the first time that this has happened. Because listen, ladies, we are at a juncture here in our existence where we are learning and deciding what our power is in this world. And there are so many of us who are still being shamed. Where is your man? Where's your husband? Where's this? Where's that? People asking and wanting to probe as if the marriage is the status symbol, as if you get your status, your reason for being able to speak, your worth for having an opinion from the alignment that you may have with a man. And one of the things that we need to understand is that by and large, the general vibration of men is lower than that of women, just on average, across the board. This is why when you start emulating behaviors, don't emulate the behaviors of a man, because that's not the direction that you want to go in. Don't go lower to emulate the behavior of a person who needs to raise themselves up to even match your level. So when we start going on and giving a woman her sense of worth and validation from being aligned with a person whose vibration resonates lower than hers, we set her up. We set her up and we set ourselves up for enduring relationships that don't work, jumping into relationships without fully vetting the person, positing as if your relationship is something different than what it is, using your relationship to throw in other people's face, finding your worth and validation through the relationship, so that if that relationship is not there, that if you don't have this scarecrow posted up in your videos, that all of a sudden you feel that you have less worth, less validity. What do you do when that person behaves in such a way that is unbecoming for your relationship, unbecoming for you, that they have certain deal breakers that are not a good fit, but you've built your identity around this person? You end up dealing with a lot of BS that you would not have dealt with had you had your own sense of worth. So that's two. Three, I'm going to say this, right? If you want to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. If you want to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. And I want us women, listen, the thunder, listen, the lightning is it, listen, the thunder, listen, oops, oh my gosh. Let's see if we could get this back together. Here we go. All right. I just wanted to stand up real quick because I'm feeling very anxious, right? So listen, I want women to hear this message, especially because I feel like we women, I feel like we don't spend enough time. I feel like we don't spend enough time fostering healthy relationships with other women. I want you all to I'm going to do a survey inside of the comment section. I'm going to do a quick survey. All right. If you know women who are constantly saying, I don't get along with other women, I want you to put up the number 1. If you know women who are like, oh, I don't get along with other women, oh, I don't have female friends, put up the number 1. If you haven't heard women say that, put up 0. Put up 0. Right. I want you all to, I want to see the numbers in here. Because there's far too many of us who become accustomed to not fostering healthy relationships with women, and we think that this is okay. And so my comment to you is, if you want to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. But I'm not talking about a selfless doormat. Because like we said, there's a difference between being a mate and being a mat. Because you've got to be a friend to yourself first and foremost. So that's number 1 right there. Let's see right there. Come on, bring it through. There's far too many of us who are out there talking about, oh, I don't get along with women, as this, that, and the other, blah, 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 right? If you want to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. You've got to learn how to foster healthy relationships with other women. And if you don't have other women who like you, if you have other women who can't stand you, if women come into your life and leave because there's something putrid and funky going on inside of your life, if there's things that are happening because 1, you're not taking care of your mental health, 2, you are using your relationship as a prop, 3, you have not healed childhood wounds and you don't know how to have friendships with other women, take a look at what your life is looking like. Do you have a support system? If you don't have a support system, look and see what are the reasons why inside of your life that there's nobody around to want to support you. And I think that it's high time that we start talking about the different ways that we need to make changes inside of our lives as women. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. Hear me. If you're the type of person, when things go wrong, you just start blocking people. Somebody say 1 or 2 things that you don't like, and it's not a deal breaker, but you don't take the time to educate people on how you want to be treated. If you're not using your words and you're not communicating with people and you're not healing your childhood trauma, so you're perpetuating these things into your relationship, and people are going, and the only people that you can keep around you are people who have the genetic anatomy to enter into your genitals. If those are the only people that you keep around you, got to look within yourself. You've got to look within yourself and see what is it that you need to do differently. Because I know that there's a lot of us who are like, when I needed somebody, there was nobody there for me. What was the caliber of the relationship that you were fostering inside of your own personal life? Were you taking care of yourself first and foremost and treating yourself kindly? Because when you are self-sacrificing, you meet people who want to sacrifice you too. Are you fostering healthy relationships with yourself and the healthy relationship that you have with yourself first and foremost? So listen, we're talking about this situation with Christelyn Karazin, the pink pill, and how this new man that she has, who apparently was not vetted but brought before the public. This is why I'm saying what it is that I'm saying here. And if you don't have a girlfriend to be able to say it to you, I am saying it to you. Ladies, stop letting these men shame you into thinking, stop letting family members shame you into thinking that your worth, that your validity, that your reason for being exists in that of the presence of a man and how much you can endure him in your life. Stop letting these people manipulate you into inappropriate relationships, and make sure, listen to what it is that I'm saying. Make sure that you have done the work on yourself enough so that you have done the healing inside. So that you have taken the time to repair the damage and the trauma and the things that have happened to you emotionally and psychologically and spiritually. There's so many of us, especially if you're a Black woman born in this world, There's a lot that you have gone through before you even reach the age of 18, before you even left the comforts of your mother's home. By the time that you come out into this world from your mother's womb, there are things that you are having to endure. Listen, I ask you all often, what age were you when you first started noticing men looking at you sexually? And the numbers that I saw, whenever I ask these questions, are so low. I'm seeing people saying 3, 5, 7. You never even had a chance. 40% of Black girls enduring trauma, intimate trauma, before they even leave the house at the age of 18, 40%. So what I'm saying is there's a lot that we go through as Black women, and it is compounded by the issues that we have here today, right? In today's society, compounded by the lack of support. And I showed you all a video the other day with James Earl Jones and the fuckery that he was talking about in the 1960s, where Black women, people were being lynched and murdered and killed. And he's sitting up there with his vintage Becky over there, his James Bond Becky with the 60s do and all the eyelashes aflutter. You know how it was back then, right? And they're talking about Black women, and they're saying all of this at one of the most vulnerable times in U.S. history. We were still alone then. The pathology has existed for decades in this country. So Black women, I'm telling you that you must take your mental health into account and into accord. Listen. Let's take a seat, and I'm going to take some of your questions, comments, and concerns, because this situation to me is sad. This situation to me is sad. I think the situation is sad for many different reasons. And one of the reasons that is sad is all of the things that went into how we got here. How did we get into a situation where a man who had been vetted less than 6 months, had the ability to come onto a person's platform and be in an interracial relationship and not understand the historic context of feeling that your partner is the N-word? How did we get here? And listen, I understand he was repeating back the sentence that a person said to him, but him not having enough information and knowledge, and this being where we are as Black women. And the sad part about this is that so much of the platform had been built around, this is a viable option, this is XYZ, but not vetting that person who would come out and speak with you on your behalf about interracial dating. Listen, everything that looks good ain't good. Every relationship, listen, I want to talk with you all about that woman who was left after 18 years. And she wanted to retire her husband. We need to do that video. I did not expect for this story to take flight that it took today. But nonetheless, right? One of the things that I noticed in that video is that married woman was dealing with issues that people who are dating deal with. People who shouldn't even be dating. She was like, oh, he stopped texting me one day. I didn't hear back from him. And I'm like, so she was like, when she came home, she was, wanting to find out, are you mad at me? Why'd you stop texting me? And I'm like, this is your husband. People think that a marriage certificate solves all of these issues. Girls are sold this dream by men. They sell you this dream. Oh, get married. Everything is going to be all good. Tie a man down. Can you keep a man? That's why you can't keep a man. You need to learn how to keep a man. Let me ask you all a question. How old were you when your mother started trying to teach you how to keep a man and keep house? How old were you when your mother started trying to teach you? Let me see the age. If she never did that, if your family members never did that, put up a 0. I want to see the survey. Listen, is there somebody here who needs to go to the block party? Come on now. Listen, Bernadette, let me tell you something. I have more information than you do. And I happen to know for a fact that that is not a true statement. So why don't you prove me otherwise? Do that. Do that. Okay. So late teens, early 20s, the numbers are going by fast. 10, 27, 27, your mother started, Dorothy. Oh my Lord, there's too many zeros. Too many zeros. Okay, stop with the zeros. Stop with the zeros. Stop with the zeros. I only want to see the ages because I see there's so many of you that never received those lessons. Okay, somebody's mother was never there. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And you know what? Listen, I can open up the phone lines, Bernie, if you feel that you need to call in, because what is it about the message that I'm saying that you feel, if anything, this is the perfect message for a person who feels that they're on the edge? Because what it is that I'm saying is invest in your mental health. If there's anybody out there who is feeling hopeless and forlorn, you need to call the hotline. You need to call the hotline. And I'll put the number for the hotline up on the screen so that you all can see that. Listen, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself. Don't try to put that in other people's hands. It is my responsibility as a content creator to create content with self-love lessons for the people who have invested in my channel to get those self-love lessons. That's my responsibility. That's mine. If you feel, and you see, we're going to talk about this in the next video because we're going to go piece by piece because there were several different issues. There were several different issues in that video. Here's the line. Here's the telephone number right here. 1-800-273-8255. If you feel that you don't want to be here and you feel that you don't have a reason to be here, etc., there's the number right there. Call them. They will help. Listen, I have, and you all know me because we have called this number several times. We've called this number on air. We've called this number with people. We've waited on the line. Listen, I take this very seriously. If you all have been on one of my broadcasts where we either waited on the line for somebody to call back from the number, gave them the number and or called with them. I'm 13 years in this game. This is not a joke. This is for real. We do the work over here. We do the work. Put up the number 3. If you have ever been on one of my broadcasts where we have assisted a person with getting to this telephone number right there. Right there. So we take mental health very seriously on this channel. And if one of the things that you can take away from this right now is that your mental health is your responsibility. Do not wait until you are until you are hanging on a shred. Don't wait until you're hanging on a shred to seek assistance. So the 3s are coming in. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. We participate in helping people get the assistance that they need, but you have got to do that for yourself. You've got to value your life enough. You cannot put your life in the hands of other people. You can't. You can't put your life in the hands of other people. You've got to do what it is that you need to do for yourself. Take care of yourself. This is what we're saying. This is exactly what we're saying here on this broadcast. Do what it is that you need to do for you. Don't put that in anybody else's hands. Don't expect for anybody else to hold you up when you're not exhibiting the behaviors of a person who is intent on holding themselves up. Get help before you even feel that low. Get help before you even feel that low. That's all I can say. I'm going to open up the phone lines for a few phone calls since this show since I've said all that I needed to say. I'm going to open up the phone lines because there seems like there's some people who feel that they have things that they would like to say and add to the situation. And remember, decorum. Decorum. Here. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. Thank you all. I took an extra slow time doing my makeup today. And as you see, my hair is platinum and powerful, and I'm loving it. This is my birthday color for this year. I don't think I'm going to go this light again, but I liked it for a change. I liked it for, I wanted to try something different this year. And so I like it. I like it for what it is supposed to be. So listen, phone lines are open. 323, numbers right here across the screen, 488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. This is Shay.
Hi, you said your name is Shay?
Yes.
Hi, Shay. So talk to us. What is your comment this evening?
Okay, so, I'm calling in just to speak on the whole Christelyn situation.
Yes,
and
please. Say
what I'm
your
about to
most
say is
potent
not
point
to
first. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
No, just say your most potent point first.
Okay, so I feel like her downfall is the fact that, because I don't think she even announced that she got a divorce. I don't remember seeing her say anything. So it's when she brought on the new man, she's saying she divorced. But I think it was not so she could feel ashamed based on the fact that this has been like her, what she's been talking about this whole time, like being in an interracial relationship is the answer. So I just feel like she shouldn't have done it like that. She should have gave herself time to at least grieve that past marriage or something. And then, to be honest, when I
I'm so sorry, Shay. I'm sorry, Shay. 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Marco Polo, you have been added to the block party. Let me know if there's anybody else who wants to go. All right, I'm so sorry. Shay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I felt like she didn't give herself enough time to grieve, the ending of her marriage, and she just hopped on with, a new man. And to be honest, when I first watched the video with him, he didn't seem genuine to me. But
Okay,
I guess,
so
that's for her to...
let's talk about you, right? What are the lessons that you can take away for your own life? What are the lessons that you see that are applicable for your life? Because doing the inner work is much easier than seeing what other people need to do.
Right. It's just like what you were saying earlier. Stop letting, I guess, society pressure you as a woman to feel like having a man is the answer, because it's not. It's
so
really within
lesson?
yourself.
What is the lesson for you?
That's the lesson for me.
Okay. So, all right.
I
so
won't
your
allow
lesson is for
society,
you. Okay.
I won't allow society to pressure me to have a man just because for me, I don't even want children. And my mom has been pressuring me to have kids. That's not what I want for me. She's like, well, you're not a woman if you don't have kids. No, I'm a woman outside many other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I just feel like that's my take on that.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you. We appreciate your point of view. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey! One by one, me I go chop them down, send for the axle, chop off the... Come on, Jessica Jones. You've been invited to the block party. You've been sent to the block party. Next up, listen, whoever want to get it, they can come get some. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. 323-488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. What is your comment?
My comment, and I know that we're trying to focus on the self-love lesson, and this reminds me of a takeaway from a book I read called Think Again by Adam Grant, and it's about not internalizing everything you believe or what you feel, There's a phenomenon that happens when you where you feel the need to reinforce things that you believe because you've already come out and said that you believe it. And so I think that in this situation, what I'm taking away is to have grace with myself, to be able to evaluate from situation to situation when something's no longer serving me. So not just doubling down because I feel this need to stay safe because I went in one direction or another.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Oh, you don't hear the applause?
Oh, thank you, Tanya. Yeah, and for me, I mean, I know that we're trying to focus on ourselves. When I was listening to the broadcast that had to do with all of this, the inception point, what really stood out to me is this need to really focus on one answer to what Black women have to do. And I think that there's a multi-pronged approach. We all need to kind of decide what we want to be and decide that for ourselves, rather than thinking about one or two or three solutions from some sort of textbook.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Bye. These are all great answers, and it really warms my heart because at the end of the day, what is the takeaway that we're going to take away for ourselves? You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Dorothy.
Hi, Dorothy. What is your comment today about yourself?
Well, first of all, let me congratulate you because I've been following you for a while now. I've been on your show, I think, one time before, and I think you should do the live videos. And you're just so inspiring for all of us women.
Oh, thank you.
The bottom line is, I like your platform because the self-love. So many of us have been traumatized, particularly from our community, and it's sometimes hard to get out of that isolation of thinking outside the box when somebody come along and tell you to love yourself.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I was talking to my therapist today. I had a therapy session with my therapist today, and we were talking about what isolation does to people. It actually changes the brain after a while. Hello?
Does it?
Huh?
Does it change your brain?
Yeah, the trauma gets so bad on the brain of it really kind of creates like a different psychosis. I guess it would depend on the person, right? But that's what makes it very difficult for a person to come out of that, and it makes it more easier for them to subscribe to that crab in the basket theory thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I love the way that you keep inspiring all the women. You got a lot of different young women, old women. I'm 57. I'll be 57 next Tuesday.
Well, happy
and
birthday
I try
early.
to represent. Huh?
Happy birthday early.
Oh, thank you. You're a Leo too. Didn't you just have a birthday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I just told you all about my new birthday hair color.
Yeah, your hair look good too. Looks good on you.
Thank you.
But you keep doing what you're doing, sister. I want to hold up the other line for other people to get on here. I bring you up on my just plain Facebook Live. I go live a lot and talk a lot about some of the things you talk about. I always bring you up and ask people to go over to listen to you because you're talking real stuff here. And it's not. This is not no mumbo jumbo stuff. We got to get back to what you're talking about and many others out here that have real platforms, right?
Okay.
And that's trying to inspire our people to get back with working with ourselves. Another thing that my therapist has said today, I had asked him, what is the diagnosis of these Black folks who deny themselves, their self-love, and they want to go into other cultures and be other cultures, as particularly the European culture. In other words, Blacks that want to be white. And they got that attitude where they don't want to have nothing to do with their own people anymore. They refer to them as the Nword. I don't want to go back there. I want to go back home. We're like the only culture that doesn't go back home to take care of home. I look at the community I live in. Everybody that has a business in my community, they're taking the money that they consume from my community and they take it back home. you know?
I
And it's
mean,
like
well, what did your
everybody's
therapist
building their
say?
own
What did your
divide.
therapist say?
He said there is no diagnosis. He said because of the
Oh,
construct of how, the
got
industry,
you.
the
Got
medical
you.
mental association is designed by Europeans. So there is
Got
no
you.
diagnosis. So we're kind of under them. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to
Got you.
diagnose themselves.
Well,
They
let's ask you
diagnose
this
it. Just
last
like,
question. Where are you from? I love your accent.
oh, I'm from Baltimore City, Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you for receiving my
All
call,
right.
and
Okay. So what's that? All right. All right. So let's grab these. We have two apples that have come in. Miss Kansas sends $1 and says, Black men are terrorizing white men with black women on TikTok too. Wait, what are you talking about? I'm so confused. Black men are terrorizing white men with black women? Oh, the white men with black women. Terrorizing them? Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. I had not heard of that. That sounds awful. All right. And Tony sends $1 and says, loving someone can't lead to your own harm/demise. Wow, that's deep. And Uche sends $10 and says, thank you for sharing the love lessons. Thank you for supporting and being a part of the channel. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to take a few more calls. Let's see what time it is right now. Okay, so we have about 10 more minutes worth of phone calls. So phone lines are back open. 323-488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. This is Drea. How are you?
Hi, Drea. What is your most potent comment first?
Thinking about this, how structurally, institutionally, Black women and women in general, our survival was based on having a man. That's what my grandmother, great-grandmother, that's how you survived in the world. You had a man. It's no wonder we still have residue of that inside of us. What's going on now, I think, is a great awakening to the fact that that's no longer the truth. But I think with that residue still ingrained in us, culturally, to a certain extent, we're still working through that. And so when I think about myself, I think about how, I live in this society and it's not dependent on a man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Okay.
But for a lot, I had to work to get to that part to understand that that's okay. I had to do the inner work to understand that. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, without doing the inner work on myself, I don't care what race I try to hook up with, Black, white, Asian, whatever, Martian, it doesn't matter. If I'm not good inside myself, no relationship that I try to have is ever going to be good.
Exactly.
If I don't work on myself. So there is no, there is no race, there is no person, there is no situation that's going to fix me unless I am willing to do the work to fix myself.
Thank you
And for
so
me,
much. Thank you. We have to wrap it up because we only have a few more minutes, and I think that you made some really good points. So thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. You all want to block Bernadette. I actually think she's funny. I don't know. You all are not enjoying her comedy. I think she's funny. I think that she is expressing her opinion, And so phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. I'm in the chat as the Lady Blurred, but you can call me Cam. I've called before.
Oh, hi, Lady Blurred. What's up?
Hi, I'm calling because I wanted to comment on and at least address what some of the people have talked about her suicidality as regards to this. And my main point is that, you know, as someone who's been suicidal and I started really watching your show during that, and it has really transformed like that. Going to therapy has transformed everything, because what I remember about Pink Pill, because I think I called her Pinky last time I was on the line with you, but with Pink Pill is, and I also found out about this myself, is that you cannot build your self-worth based off of your relationship to anyone else. You have to build it in relationship to yourself. And if you build that sense of self-worth or a brand through like divestment or anything else, if any kind of fracture happens in that, then you're going to have a fracture within yourself. I lost a really good friend, and that's what triggered my suicidality, because I built up my entire self-worth behind being autistic and finally having a friend who I felt that was going to stay by my side. And this person just decided to disappear one day. And that broke me down, right? But like, thank goodness for technology and YouTube and finding places and communities like this and therapy. Let's not understate therapy, but therapy to rebuild that self-worth and that foundation from the ground up. So like, I don't have a platform, but my brand is my self-worth now. Like, if I have to find a job, that's what's going to be. And if she's feeling that way, we can't sit there and have that responsibility on anybody else. It's the choices that we make about how we determine our self-worth. So that's what I wanted to come out here to say as someone who was suicidal, who came on the other side of it. The biggest self-love lesson is that I cannot define that through any other medium than my relationship with myself.
And the thing is, you came out on the other end stronger than ever, didn't you?
You know, yeah, because I can even, like, I don't know if anyone even remember, but like the last time I was really kind of all over the place, but that's just where I was, right? But now I'm here, like, it's been a year later. I went to therapy every week, sometimes twice a week. Like, I stopped, like, I found the money, like, I stopped going to Starbucks, like, you know, maybe I don't have a new shirt this week or something, but I found that $15, because it's my copay. I found that $15 to invest that way. So it's like, like, you have to. It might feel good to have someone that says that they love you or to keep you warm at night, but you have to have something there. You have to, because you never know. Like, and now I have good friendships. I even made I just got back from Sedona from a really good sister, and she has her own business, and she's gonna help me start to learn how to take, you know, my skills and start to learn how to monetize that to get my money up, so I can start maybe giving you some cash apps too, so I can start paying that forward. Like, you know, it is, you know, but at the same time, if anything happens to that, I've done the foundation that I will still be okay. And that's where we all got to be. And it is unfortunate that maybe this was that's what, you know, it's just what the title of your video says. You know, it's unfortunate that this might be the lesson she got to learn, but that's what she got to learn.
I'm sorry, girl. Prince Pa, you have been sent to the block party, boy. I'm sorry, Blurred. I'm sorry. We had to just block somebody real quick. You're back. But we have kind of run down on time. Sum up everything that you need to say, and then let's jump off.
I think that was it. Like, literally is, you know, like, whether you want to divest or not, like, let that not be what gives you your self-worth. Hypergamy, let that not be your self-worth. Find self-worth that's going to still be there if you lose your job, if you go bankrupt. Like, find that self-worth that will still be there with you at the end of the day. And I promise you, you won't have to worry about facing those feelings of suicidality, because that's where that comes from. Because when you want to, for people who haven't been there, that's where it comes from, because it breaks down, because you're just like, everything I thought I was worth is now gone. And nothing should ever rob you of that. Nothing should ever rob you of that. So
absolutely.
Have my
Thank
thousands
you
of
so
dollars worth of
much.
therapy right there in a sound bite. Nothing
Thank
should rob
you.
you of that.
You have a great day. Listen, these calls are so great and fantastic. Let's see. We probably have time for one more phone call. Tishara, thank you so much for the dollar cash app. We really appreciate that. We're going to take one last phone call. For all of that, Bernadette, you could have called in. You know, let me explain something to you while we're waiting for the next phone call. See, some of you don't really understand. Listen, oh my goodness. I am from the Bronx, New York. You know, some of you people, listen, the way that you listen, I don't even know how to listen. I'm insensitive. I'm not very I don't take all of this stuff that you all to heart. That my worth is not determined on your words. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. My name's Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Let's get your comment.
My most profound point is that when entering into an interracial relationship, it is the responsibility of those involved, especially if they're going to make this a serious commitment, to sit down and discuss the seriousness of integration.
Yeah.
Your personal beliefs, your family's beliefs, core values when it comes to the issue of race. It is wonderful to be in love with somebody, and it is going to take love for one another in order to pull you through an interracial relationship, especially with the pressures externally. So it's a responsibility, and I feel like in this particular case, I don't know the pink pill. I haven't followed her. God love her. But if you enter into a relationship and you don't have that discussion, you can lose yourself and just, avoid those topics as they may naturally occur through your time spent with them, through your home shared with them. Certain things will come up, and then it becomes this obligation to give your loved one the benefit of the doubt and to sort of, bottle up those feelings of, you know what, they crossed the line there. They've insulted my identity, who I am, and they're playing it off casually. And then it becomes this habit. I have been involved in an interracial relationship, and let me tell you, you cannot have one without addressing these things. There is something, and even if you do address these things, there are still going to be things that life will throw at you. You're going to be unprepared for them. And if you don't make it a habit to reach out and talk and prioritize that person each time that they naturally occur through either your circle of friends or either things that you were instilled, you're going to have to basically be able to say, I am going to leave what I was taught at home at my parents' house in order to be able to facilitate, to enforce what is right for being a head of a family or being in a family, because sometimes what you were raised to believe as a child no longer serves an interracial family. So you have to be able to say, I love you, and race
like I feel we
integration.
have to jump off because we are almost
Oh,
at the 1 hour mark right now. So I appreciate you giving
okay.
your points of views because that's exactly where we're gonna leave off on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tanya.
All right. So you know what? With all that said and done, I think that if they have a true and genuine bond, I think with the right level of conversation between them two, I think that they can get onto the other side of this. However, that's something that they have to figure out in their relationship. It's like relationships don't become, you ever notice that some relationships become really strong because of what it is that you've gone through together? So have the tough conversation, have the learning moments, have the teachable moments between you two, and do what it is that you need to do to get onto the other side of it. So listen, I appreciate you all for coming out and spending this time here with me today on this topic. We really appreciate all of you, each and every one of you, even the people who have their different point of view. But I will say this, maintain a certain level of love for yourself that extends out to your people, to the people that you disagree with. You can disagree without being disagreeable. Because at the end of the day, how you do anything is how you do everything. And we need to pay attention to the way people move and how they navigate. Pay attention to the way people move and navigate because people are letting you know who it is that they are. And like I said, if you want to have a friend, you need to be a friend. And there are far too many of us out there who are unfriendly, hostile, who are angry, brooding, and bleeding out traumas all over the place, and we're not taking care of ourselves, and we're expecting people to love us for us, but we're not doing the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves. So take care of yourself. We had a great discussion out here today, and I will see you all in the next video. Come on, stand up with me and do a little something. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. A little something. Sorry, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you all so much for coming out. Go out there and love one another. And most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is knowing that tomorrow is another day. Who you are today doesn't mean that that's who you're going to be every single day. You know what I mean? Do what it is that you need to do to live the type of life that you want. And realize that the life that you're living is a result of choices that you made. If you continue to blame other people for where it is that you have ended up today, putting the onus and the responsibility for your choices on other people, you never get to the other side of it. You never get to the other side. So listen, do what it is that you need to do. You all want to see the East Coast, West Coast? Listen, you want to see from New York to California? Left, right? You want to see it? You want to see it? Here. Come on. You ain't ready. You ain't ready for the hip action. You ain't ready. Throw them boxing gloves out. You ain't ready. Come on. You ain't ready. Hey, here we go. Oh, you ain't ready for it? Hey, the tornado. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna stop acting now. Listen, I appreciate all of you coming out. Make sure that you subscribe and you know how to find my channel again. And with all of these videos and topics, I know that it can feel real good to grate our teeth and focus on somebody else's issues. But make sure that you look and see what are the lessons for your own life. How does this apply for you to become a better person? Because listen, I know we all want to posit it as if we're perfect, but there are things that each one of us can do. And listen, this is not the best that you're going to be, is it? If this is not the best that you're going to be, that means that you can improve. So what is it that you're going to do? Listen, improving it's hard work. It's not easy. Improving it's hard work. So listen, on that note, I'm going to put up the end screen for YouTube. Those of you who listen, during the live show, you won't be able to see the videos. They come in afterwards and you won't be able to see it on Facebook. But I'm going to add them after the video is up. But since we're live right now, here is other videos that you can watch. Make sure that you subscribe. Here are my other links over there. And make sure that you get my book on Amazon, The Book of Affirmation Self-Love. I'm your host, Tanya TKO, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.